But hey, we're all on time.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I not gonna lie, I almost fell asleep on my trampoline.
Like while you were jumping or what?
No, me and Tasha we went to Menards and bought some stuff for gardening, and we ate Taco Bell on the trampoline, and then we laid down.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic afternoon.
It's a great, it's a very very nice day, but laying on a trampoline makes it just that right temperature to make you pass out, especially after you eat a bunch of food. Such is the price you pay.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Oh, let's see. Who are we missing? Anybody? Nobody. Ta-da. Somebody grab Shushar. Might have. Oh, that was my fault. I did that. All right. So how was everybody's week?
Uh,
Glorious?
Relatively uneventful. This day I'm joined a online team for this one tournament that's going to be starting here within the next week or so. It's a Splatoon tournament that's going to be being held over the next 16 weeks. So that's going to
Makes
be
sense.
fun. It's just the thing is what makes it fun is that we got together a team, and coordinating practice is going to be interesting because out of the 6 members that we've got, 4 of us are literally with one person each in one of the time zones of the United States. One person's in Canada, and one person happens to be all the way over in France.
Oh
So
my god.
she's like 5 hours ahead of the rest of us. So
Uh,
coordinating is going to be a
wow.
nightmare.
Such is the way of the world.
I'm I'm in a D&D game that takes place on Friday nights, 8 till 12-ish, depending. And we got most of us are in Central or Eastern United States or Canada, but our DM is in the United Arab Emirates, and one of our players is Australian.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
finding this time was quite the juggling act. So I definitely feel you on the ridiculous.
On the plus side, we only strictly need 4 players for the team. The other 2 are basically just substitute backups. So it's still going to be fun though, in case like say one of the U.S. players happens to bow out due to sickness or other reasons, and our French player has to come in. So that's going to be fun. But we're not
Such is
looking we're not looking to win anyway. We're just looking to have some fun.
that's more important.
Yeah.
All right. So we left off at the end of a, let's call it, traumatic situation. I talked to all of you, but I did want to make a mention. Ben and I talked a little bit more in depth. That we talked a couple I talked to everybody before we started the campaign about how traveling was going to be involved. Um, Traveling is going to stay involved, just so you guys know what's coming up. Basically, through the tiers of play, the general tiers of play for this are going to be basic level 1 through 5. Traveling is going to be just it's an arduous and harrowing experience for you guys because everything. I mean, the Underdark is chocked full of monsters, and they all want to eat you. The As you guys go above level 5, traveling is going to become less frequent, or I mean less arduous. So you're going to have less encounters. You have roughly a little bit of time before you get to that point. The I just wanted you guys to know what to expect. I could break down the mechanics for you, but that's not necessarily something we need to do right now. And if we get to that point, I will. But for now, we don't need to. I'm just going to leave it as it is. So if anybody does have any questions about what to expect, just let me know. But we are going to pick up as you guys leave the tomb of. So let me make sure I gave you the loot. Somebody give me a sound test real quick. I just adjusted something.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
That works. So, top right of your screen, the inventory symbol. It's an eye with a silhouette of 3 people. Little thief. And you actually should have a total of 3 of the rings. Let me bump that up one, unless there's another one somewhere, which I can check. So that's some of the loot you guys have. That's all of the loot you guys actually have. So for things like, here's how I want to do the inventory sheet. As pretty straightforward, a little less chaotic. We're going to try to keep it a little more straightforward. If you don't plan to use it, for example, the silver crown, no one's going to be wearing that probably.
Well, I mean, I could wear it if you guys didn't want to wear it.
We'll work off the assumption that if you're not going to equip it and you eventually just plan to sell it, you can leave it on the party sheet, and that will make it easier to sell later because I will be selling automatically. If you're going to equip it like the Ring of Fire Resistance or a longbow or a glaive, hide armor is what that says. It just says hide. I'll type armor in there. You can transfer it to your sheet. Now, so for things you're going to be selling, but that's how we'll do that. As for the equipment, you can't sell 9 spears. No one gives a shit about 9 spears. No one's going to buy 9 spears from you. If, for example, you want to go through and say equip everybody with a spear, then everybody has a spear and you have 6 left, and you can carry them with you, but if you don't intend to use them, let's delete them. Chuck them up. They're just damaged, junky weapons that no one's going to buy from you. So the goal is to prevent having to delete it in the middle of when you get to a city. So I'm going to manage the equipment of the NPCs, and I'll go through and make sure everybody has a spear. And the hide armor and chainmail, you guys may want to divvy up before you start going anywhere. Chainmail is armor that requires a strength of 13, and it gives you a base armor class of 16 plus you won't get any dex bonus. So your armor class would become 16. I don't know. I know that Kojurkis and Rolen aren't going to wear it. Ophelia can't wear it. Indomitable, you're not going to wear it. No. Agile Smoke might be the only one I could see wearing that, but I'm not even sure if that's beneficial with your dexterity.
Yeah, plus disadvantage to stealth checks, right?
Correct.
Nope.
Shushar doesn't wear armor. Jimjar, it's his dex and stealth, so it's the same thing with Fargus. Bupito could wear it, but he would take a major issue, a disadvantage on attack rolls because of the strength requirement. He's not strong enough. It's just that simple.
And it doesn't really matter because my character is currently afflicted with mummy rot, so
Well, we're gonna burn that bridge in a second.
Yeah.
After we do the equipment.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a Bopito thing right there, I think. Right? They'll give him like an AC of like 18.
It will, but if you wear armor that you don't have the strength for, there's a penalty for it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
If we just make him like run up and down mountains for like 14 weeks or whatever every single day, he probably would get strong enough to wear it.
It's a good idea. Tony, we'd like to spend the next 14 weeks.
Strength training.
Oh shit! If we're gonna go with that route, we might as well go ahead and have him do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and then run. In addition to run the 10 kilometers every day.
Yeah, let's just do a quick Rocky montage, and then.
Let's say if you guys gonna go the full One Punch Man route on them.
So the chainmail is great armor, but nobody can wear it.
Yeah. Well, let's give it to Bobito. I think that makes sense, right? He'll have disadvantage on attacks, but he's not pumping out much damage anyways.
Well, we could give him the hide armor because that will still kick his armor class up.
Yes,
I feel like
his
he's
damaged-
wearing. Is he already wearing hide armor though?
He's wearing a damaged chain shirt, so the hide armor would boost his armor by 1.
So we could do that.
And it smells like gnolls.
He already gets like a minus something to attacks though, so I feel like just giving him the chainmail and just we'll find another shield. We'll find another shield, and he'll just have 2 shields, one in either hand, and then like no attacks, just a walking like wall.
A walking, screaming wall.
Yeah.
Just call him the wall because nothing gets past him.
Yeah.
His speed will be reduced, and I'm checking to see about the disadvantage on attack rolls. That's my estimation. It's what happens when you wear armor you're not proficient with. I know for sure, but it looks like it's
I thought you
if
just
you don't have what's that?
I thought you just couldn't wear armor if you didn't have enough strength for it.
No, if you have a strength score that's lower, your speed is reduced.
Okay.
I'm still pulling that up. That's early estimation, but he's not going to wear it. It's irrelevant for this. He's not going to wear armor. He's not proficient in. He's just not. He doesn't want to make himself that useless thing. But he will take hide armor, which boosts his armor class to 15, which is better. And he doesn't have a shield, but he's going to take a spear or the war pick is decent for damage. It does 1d8 piercing, but he can use the actual spears because they are simple weapons. So he'll take one of those and just throw his. He would like a shield eventually. Shushar will take a spear, and do bear in mind spears can be thrown, so he'll actually take a couple of them.
And wielded in 2 hands.
So I don't know about if anybody wants a longbow. Vargas is not trained in it. I already did his. Don't forget to do your arrow rolls if you didn't last time.
I still got 4 arrows that I caught from the whites that I could just hand off to whomever wants them.
Yeah, I'll take those. All
right, cool.
And then that means I gotta do 4 more rolls. I dare say. Is that how it works, Tony? Is it 1 roll per arrow?
1 roll per arrow.
Hot damn.
Actually, I don't even have the arrows listed on my weapon sheet.
Always high, by the way. Oh, sorry. Well, I'll take that. Why roll for Jim Jar?
You probably have them selected somewhere.
At the top, you got him picked.
So that means I lost all but 1, right?
That's what it looks like to me.
Alright, well I had 150 to start, so that's all good.
Shushar and Jim Jar, as well as Vargas. 1 second. I almost dragged the wrong stuff over here. Fix that.
It's almost
So
too bad.
Vargas, Shushar, Jim Jar, and Bupito are all wearing hide armor now. And Jim Jar's going to take a spear here in a second.
Cool.
Excuse me.
Who ended up with that fire ring, by the way?
Not me.
No idea.
I know it wasn't mine.
It's not in the unless it's that gold ring, right?
I missed what you said. I apologize.
Who ended up with the ring of fire resistance?
I don't believe anybody's taken it, but they might have.
$5 says Ophelia took it.
You can always
I did not take it. I did want to take the silver crown though, so that I could be Queen Ophelia of the Best Friends Club.
Right. Makes sense.
Oh, thank you.
Straight up, nobody took the ring, or where is it?
It's there. You just had to scroll down. Let's see. Oh, there you go. It wasn't identified.
It was the gold ring.
It just wasn't identified.
For combat, I certainly don't need it, but for like testing traps and stuff, maybe I could use it. So, does anybody want it in terms of they think they might be able to use it in combat?
Does anyone anticipate being lit on fire in the next little while?
Yeah.
I mean, I still got my tinderbox, so I mean, I'm still open for the possibility.
Almost all of my combat spells are about setting things on fire. So one of y'all should probably take it.
I'm pretty sure its effects don't extend to my combat wild shape, so I don't need it.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they do, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, any effect that's applied
Any
to
effect
you carries over.
Oh, well then.
So
any effect on you.
How immortal do we want this tiger to be?
Immortal. Yeah, you take it then. I mean, especially because we're gonna have to be with this whole mummy rot situation, keeping. Maybe we'll just find a home for Spirit and leave her there for until we can think this out. You can maybe stay as a protector of the succubus. How's that sound?
So does anybody intend to take any of the longbows or longsword?
I would, but the problem is that longbow and longswords don't count as monk weapons, so they'd be useless.
Yeah.
They'd be totally useless. Now, unless I was a Kensei monk, but that's a completely different story.
Alas.
All right, so we'll leave those on there for now, just to deal with in a short while. And moving on to the actual story, does anybody? We got that all sorted out. I'll make sure you get resist fire on your sheet or your combat tracker there on all of your 15 different sheets. But so you guys cut down the drow, mummy of a high priestess / mage. Got her spell book to some of your happiness, but she was able to inflict upon at least one of you, to your knowledge, the the curse of mummy rot. And it is not something that you even have to wonder about. It's very obvious. He's got the mummy rot. Now, with that information, Stool could definitely tell you, numerous people are able to tell you that mummy rot is an issue. And you guys got a little bit of information. But as I understood it last time, your intention was to talk to Anna Ray, the succubus, before heading out.
Yeah, she owes us, right? But before we even leave this area, can I do an investigation check? Maybe somebody can give me some guidance on this. Take a look and see is there anything else in that sarcophagus?
Guidance, and I can help you out.
Cool. I'm thinking is there a hidden compartment and all that type of nonsense,
You can always check. There's no harm in looking.
Ugh.
Add a D4.
Oh, yep.
So.
Same difference.
So there's nothing new that you can detect except that there is the golden filigree around the outer. It's an ornate filigreed spider webbing around the outsides. It was slightly damaged, but it's just thin beaten gold that's used to stylize the sarcophagi.
Right.
Other than that, no.
And then we never really explored much of this actual area. Before we leave, Agile's gonna check each individual room for secret doors and/or traps.
Okay.
So do you want to make one straight perception check for that, or multiple?
For this small an area, yes.
Okay. Same thing. Can I get a guidance, please?
Yep. My hand's on your back.
Thank you, sir.
Just
Here, roll this too. Okay.
Consistency
Only a
is key.
24.
Well.
Well, there's nothing in here you can detect. All the other rooms did carry with them some bas relief carvings of much the same generality of the area, the drow fighting elementals and winning with all their might. But there's nothing, no secret doors. There's nothing that you can detect that is unusual.
All right. Well, it would appear that there's nothing else here.
Tony, before we move on real quick, is there a particular reason why the spell book we found weighs 10 pounds? Like, is it especially gem encrusted?
This is a good question. These are good questions. For her particular spell book,
Mhm.
the reason why it's 10 pounds is because all spell books are 10 pounds.
What?
Or well, all full spell books. Those are the blank ones are 3 pounds. But
I see how it is. Okay.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
I mean, hypothetically, it doesn't actually require it to be that big, but they tend to up it as it goes.
Okay.
But I have no. I mean, it's not something I was tracking. It's just
Yeah,
standard.
I was just wondering if it was like especially shiny.
It is not especially shiny, but it is now 3 pounds because that makes more consistency sense. Although logically, it would make sense by adding all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But now it is 3 pounds for your use and pleasure.
Hooray. Alright, we can continue.
Okay.
So back to the grove, yes?
Yes.
Agile will lead the way back and try and stay like a good he'll say first follow me, but just follow the direction that you see me go, because I will disappear for a time, but just keep on that way, and if you see me reappear, I will redirect you if need be, okay? Meaning to say that he's gonna like be a good 30 feet ahead of the group, stealthed. So if, like, for example, we need to make a right turn, then he would reappear and be like, hey, go down this way, and then scoot up ahead of the group again.
damn, I can almost see all of your movements.
Almost.
Almost.
And Spirit just like hobbles along behind everyone, just leaning heavily on her quarterstaff, using it as a walking stick.
Would you like a ride?
If you don't mind.
I can turn to a steeder and you can ride upon my back.
So you guys make your way out of the tomb, back through the ruins, and back to Anna Ray's garden, where once again the large chunk of the inhabitants are in their standard state of hedonistic inebriation.
When we get there, Tony, I don't want to make myself apparent. Like, I want to be hiding the entire time, if I can.
Sounds good. And the rest of you?
I want to make myself a parent.
I am in spider form with with Spirit on my back.
Okay, so you guys come crawling out or sneaking out in your various degrees of such. And as you do, Anna Ray sees you, those of you who are in large spider forms, and she and her guard make their way over to you. And they ask, how did it go?
I just kind of weakly like lift an arm and I'm like, guys, I don't feel so good.
Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. It go good. And he pulls out the spell book and like shows her. We got this.
You got this? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Everybody lost connection to my server for some reason. It just got a
Huh.
whole list of them, but everybody's reconnecting.
Oh, well, I don't feel so bad then. I just looked over and I just saw host connection lost again.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm showing, let's see, Alex reconnected, Ben, Natasha, Mal, and you guys should all be connected right now. Unless I'm having an issue I don't know about. Am I coming through pretty clear?
Yeah, you're
Yep.
coming through
Yep.
fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm reconnected.
Good. So she asks for any if the problem had been resolved, if there are going to be any more undead crawling out of that ruin.
Probably not.
Let's say we killed a bunch of zombies, a big zombie, and then we wrecked the day of a mummy.
At first, she looks relieved when you tell her there's no more undead, but then she kind of pales at the mention of a mummy.
And I mentioned that the mummy reached out and afflicted me with something. But I don't know what the hell that thing did, but I don't feel good at all.
So she, still in her succubus form, obviously the game is up. She moves towards you and puts one hand on her obsidian pendant and puts her other hand on your chest and closes her eyes for just a second before she says, "You have been cursed."
Wonderful. So what's the nature of this curse?
She says that she is going to need just a little while to gather some information and commune. She asks if you will be willing to rest while she gathers information before she can pass it on to you.
I don't feel like much of going anywhere, but sure, I'll definitely go ahead and I'll hang out.
So she seems a little more energetic than you're used to seeing her in a non-inebriated state. And she turns and flies off with her bodyguard chasing shortly thereafter and leaves you guys to rest. Now it's going to be probably 2 hours before she comes back. Do you guys want to do a short rest, or do you just want to take a full long rest before moving on? It's up to you. I just want to know what type of rest.
I want to do a long rest.
All right.
Yeah, full long rest
Sure.
would work, yeah.
So I'm going to apply it,
Yeah, okay.
if that's what everybody
We're,
wants to do.
we're taking shifts though, right?
That is up to you guys.
I would say yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, not bad.
Agile will take the first watch.
Okay.
Now
Give me a round of perception checks. We're going to talk about your spirit. You can skip over the perception check. I'm going to have everybody else do one. And what was your question?
My question was, I know I had my max HP reduced earlier from 24 down to 21. Am I still at 21 or?
Go ahead and put it back at 24 for now, and I'm going to explain why. I'm applying the rest for now. Then we're going to elaborate on that. Very nice on that perception check. But luckily for you, the night passes without you being disturbed, either because you weren't disturbed or because you rolled a 3 on perception, and whatever disturbance that disturbed you, you didn't detect.
He was too busy reading the spell book.
There are no disturbances that you can detect. And Anna Ray does come back after 2 hours, and you can talk during a rest. And she explains to you, she's carrying, when she comes back, a highly faceted crystal decanter. a holder of water. It's got probably a quarter of a gallon of water in it. And she tells you that you need to drink it. And it will help.
I was just about to ask, will this cure me? But then when she said it will help, I'm like, well, I paused for only a second, but then I just gulp it down.
She says that she feels indebted to you, but she is not experienced in the way of magics aside from the natural abyssal magic that she was born with. But she does have some magic items that she was gifted. Upon drinking this, you do regain your hit points in terms of your lost, and you're restored to full health. So she said that was her decanter, and she says, and she explains this to everybody, and she tells you that for what you don't know, mummy rot is a wasting curse. And she did some research, and her definition of research is to commune with powers, probably not of your liking, but the powers that she has. And she feels indebted to you, so she's going to try her hardest to answer your questions and give you as much information as possible. So this is the nature of mummy rot if left and treated alone. Every day that you spend with the curse, it will waste away your body from the inside out. Over time, your health will deplenish, and when you reach a point of complete wasting from the mummy rot, your body will simply collapse into grains of sand, leaving no body left for any cleric to restore you to life.
So I just kind of, when I get hit with this information, I just kind of stand shock still for a second before very slowly taking a seat. I place my head in my hands and I just kind of stare at the table for like a moment. And I
She
don't
says
say.
that she does say she does not have the ability or the strength or the power to remove the curse. You will have to find somebody of sufficient magical strength or holy ability to lift the curse, and she does not have that power.
Does she know anybody who could?
She doesn't. The few creatures that she knows of that sufficient strength would neither have the inclination to cast such a spell, nor does she believe that they would spend any amount of effort to learn such a spell. The creatures and entities she knows would be issuing curses, not relieving them. She doubts that they've ever learned the ability to relieve them, and if they did, they wouldn't be willing to.
I just sink even further into the seat and just hang my head even lower.
She does have an ability to provide you, because you've provided such a service instead of acting as many mortals would to try to strike her down. She is willing to provide you with one of her more valuable magical items that will allow you to mitigate the curse until you can reach a place where you can have it lifted.
I raise my head with a hopeful glimmer in my eye. Really?
She holds out the decanter, the faceted crystal decanter, and she says, "This is a decanter that I use to focus magic. The facets are magically crafted. If you focus magic into it, it will enchant the water." She says, if you were to take and cast a restoration spell into this decanter of water, you would be able to restore the effects of the wasting curse every day. The consequence of it is it does have a finite amount of, you will be wasting every day, so you will cast the restorative magic into this flask. The flask itself will alter it because one of the effects of the mummy rot is it disables your ability to regain life. It's to restore the effects of the wasting. The decanter circumvents that. It is a powerful magic item that will allow you to restore the effects of mummy rot, which is not a weak ability. Typically, restoration magics can't do that. With this decanter, you can. If you combine that with actual, medical care, you will be able to stave off the abilities. Now, I'm going to answer all the questions, and then I'm going to explain the mechanics separately, but Anna Ray was going to answer all the questions you have. That's anybody, not just Spirit.
And I said, this only has a limited number of uses?
No, it can be used as many times as you want, but it has to be re-enchanted after the water is drank.
I see. So, and this will enchant any water within the decanter, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
So by restorative spell, do you mean like lesser restoration or anything that heals a person?
Not a healing spell, a restoration spell.
Okay.
It has
Got it.
to be. She doesn't know if you have that, but that's the best that she could pull off.
I'll keep you alive, Spirit.
So you guys let me know when you're ready for the mechanic explanation.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good.
So, mummy rot. Quick explanation on mummy rot. I don't know, Alex. You might have some experience with it. You might not. I'm not sure.
No, not me.
Rules as written. There is you need a level 3 spell to lift the curse. So here's how this works. There's two approaches to it. Every time spirit once every 24 hours. This is a point that's going to matter once I get to the end of this explanation, but you can only take one long rest every 24 hours. So you can't rest for 8 hours, get your spells back, take another long rest, get your spells back, take another. So you can't get 3 8-hour long rests in a 24-hour period. There's a finite. You can long rest for the purposes of regaining magic and things of that nature and abilities once per day. So for later, that'll matter. So how mummy rot works. Once every 24 hours, after that 24 hours is over, you will take a wasting damage of 3d6 reduction in your maximum hit points. So not damage, but your hit points go down. Hypothetically, it's as high as 24 damage. I'm sorry, as high as 18 damage. I said the wrong number. Sorry.
I was about to say, holy hot diggity damn! And
if you hit 0 at any point, if you do hit 0, your character turns to dust and he's dead.
Yeah.
So understand that. The mitigating factors. Number 1 is medicine, where the medicine check. 1 second. I'm sorry.
I say this is like the second time I've been just completely kicked out of the game, and this is getting old here, man. I need.
Did you update it?
I did. In fact, I updated it just before we even started.
So at the end of the 24 hours, if you have somebody spend at least 4 hours of the day, of the traveling day, sleeping, whatever, 4 hours, that person can make a medicine check. This is unrelated to the magic. It's just something she's teaching. So if you spend 4 hours tending to him, not necessarily bedridden, just a person dedicated to his medical care, 4 hours, her medical care, they can make a medicine check at the end of that day. And I'm going to post all this Anna Ray teaches you and gives you some salves and teaches you how to make them. If you get a 10 on the deep medicine check, the damage he takes is reduced by 1d6. 2d6. If you get a 20, he takes no damage for that day. And that's with the salves that she has, as well as teaching you how to make said salves and balms and other assorted medical care that she has gained through knowledge, trading favors to what you assume to be demons. She's been trading favors to demons to get this information, which she teaches you. This isn't standard medicine. 2 party members spent for this full 4 hours gives that check advantage. The second half of it is if you fill the decanter with water and cast a 2nd level spell of lesser restoration into that decanter, you can heal 1d6 damage. You cast I'll leave you cast 2 spells, it heals for 2d6. 3d6. That restores hit points lost, not heals. So if he has 10 damage and his hit points have been reduced by 10, it's not going to heal the damage. It's going to restore the reduction. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Once you get to a point, although it's not necessarily, I'm going to mention it, although it isn't necessarily a relevant factor, the amount healed also goes up if you cast a level 3 lesser restoration. But by the time you get level 3 spells, you will also have remove curse. So
It's true.
it's a moot point, but hypothetically, poor rolls could leave him in a bad situation. He is fully functional in combat. So you're not debilitated. Think of it as slow / fast acting leprosy.
However, in combat, if he gets knocked to 0, there's no death saving throws, right?
Well, kind of and not kind of. Say he has a hit point reduction from 24 to 18. So his max hit points is now 18, but we know it's going to be 24 as his original. But he takes damage by getting stabbed up to 18. Once his damage reaches his new max hit points, he's going to go unconscious and do death saving throws. You turn to dust when your hit point maximum reaches 0, not when your damage reaches 0. It's a little ass backwards, but once you understand the different terminology. So he's fully functional in combat. He's not going to die because some gnoll stabs him in the throat because she's trying to talk him into being part of the Best Friends Club. Not that would ever happen. But he's going to get less hit points depending on how the rolls go.
Magical healing will restore lost hit points, but not the lowered hit points, obviously, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, this ain't so bad. Could be worse.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it could be worse. I mean, just
her request is that once you finish and remove this curse and are able, at some point, make some effort to get her bottle back to her.
to say I nod.
It may be she says demons are very long lived. She isn't. It may be decades, and it'll be fine. But preferably when you no longer have a use for it.
Add that to the list of shit that we're gonna forget.
If I have to, I'll send my son after you with the bottle.
Add that to a quest. Next campaign is diving into the abyss to return a bottle.
Not the Underdark, the Abyss.
Yes, the abyss. That is the best she can do.
I could just imagine Juna now. God damn it, Mom!
It's like her great-grandson.
Yeah.
No one else got around to it.
Alright, well, I'll make it my mission to keep you alive, and if Ophelia can help me out with it, then we'll do our best.
Yep. We'll keep you alive.
I just kind of like slightly hang my head and I'm just tearing up. body shivering. Thank you, guys.
She tells you that you are welcome in her grove and to partake in her wine and hospitality anytime.
I say I'll take a glass of wine because goddamn, I need a fucking drink.
Can we also still stock up on supplies?
Yes.
How much?
I mean,
As
They
much as
have
we can
fire-
carry.
they have fire beetles and they have fungus, and she recommends fungus. Yeah, but I mean, you can take whatever quality of food you want. Fungus lasts longer.
Yeah. All right. So how many pounds of food can I take for my
Yeah,
records?
You should be able to, if you look at the bottom of your inventory, it'll tell you your maximum is 300 pounds.
So I can. Oh my kit! I'm carrying all the food.
So if you look over to the right, you got current. So
Yep. Sounds good. All right. I'll take like
You- I mean,
270
you
270
hypothetically,
pounds of food.
ish.
I mean, she has stores, and she has substantial stores as well as.
We'll never go hungry again.
Now it does expire, so it would probably be in your best interest to not take 270 pounds because it's not going to last 270 days. But if it makes you happy, I'm perfect. She has the resources. She has numerous fungal caverns, and she's been here for a little bit, so she has probably her maximum amount of food. If you guys wanted to push it, she has 680 pounds of food. But she also is raising beetles, and that's what they prefer to eat. So they're not eating this fungus. It's just sitting and rotting, which is what fungus does.
Well, I guess I'll try to take. Does she have water stores too? Cause probably try
Yes.
to take an equal amounts of water and food.
Yes, there are running streams through the middle of her cavern. So I mean, there's no
Cool.
finite amount of water. You can fill it.
So I'll just take about 100 of each, I guess. 100 gallons, 100 pounds.
Sure.
That sounds good to
Add
me.
it.
Smoke will take 10 pounds of fungus too.
Now, question: this mummy rod's not gonna really really affect my lifting encumbrance, will it? I mean, I know I'm technically wasting away, but I mean,
It's a good question.
Well, I think if we keep healing you, I think it'd be fine. But
Yeah. it's because right now, I mean, I'm just thinking it'd probably just be best if I just kind of relegate myself to kind of like being the cook.
I guess
Setting
it
up-
depends on your. I guess it depends on your situation at the time. If you're at full life, you're the same as you would be any other time. If you're reduced, if your hit point max is 10, you might want to slide back a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's however you want to do it.
Smoke will walk over to Shumshar and just kind of quietly say to him, like whisper so that nobody else can hear. Shumshar, would your people perhaps be able to remove this curse?
He does not know. He does not know the powers of
Right.
the whips. He has not been there. The whips have powers, but he doesn't know how powerful they are.
But it is of some type of clerical nature, no?
Some of them, yes.
Yeah, yes. And along those lines, I mean, I know you might have a differing opinion, but do you feel like we will be welcomed by your people?
He doesn't know. It depends on how you approach it. And that was something he was going to talk to you guys about, so I'm glad you brought it up. You guys are roughly a day and a half out from where you're at, estimation. The people will, his people will welcome you if you're useful to them. So his people do bear the residual insanity from centuries of enslavement by mind flayers. He's talked about that a little bit before. He's found peace. That's why he wants to return, is to teach his people and help bring them away from the madness. You guys are approaching the Dark Lake, and he wanted to talk to you about that. So as you approach the Dark Lake, things are going to go a little differently. The Dark Lake is a series of tunnels and caverns, tens of hundreds of tunnels and caverns that you will have to pass through. They're extremely, extremely confusing. The majority of his people spend and make their livelihood by selling their services as navigators. People pass through various Kawatoan villages, and many of them are captured and enslaved or eaten. And others who can't be captured or enslaved and eaten, that do have that can serve a purpose to the Kawatoans, are treated as buyers. The Kawatoans trade openly with Gracklestug, and that is probably something you guys are going to want to chat with. His recommendation is to trade valuables in exchange for a boat and a guide, but you'll have to know where you want to go. And you'll have to understand the nature of his people. You could try to navigate the Dark Lake on your own, but he strongly advises against it. The only two organizations that navigate the Dark Lake successfully are the Kawatoa and the Dwergar, the Deep Dwarfs.
Mm.
It seems to me that what we must end up doing here is to, as quickly as possible, remove this curse and ensure the safety of all of our members. Because at the end of the day, if anything extra happens to us, we may not be able to maintain our healing regiment on spirit here. So it might be worth a vote. I don't know. Is our best course of action to go right towards, right towards this village? Is it the safest option? I don't know.
He doesn't know, he doesn't believe that his people have the ability to heal. He doesn't believe his people have the ability to heal that type of curse. He said your best bet is going to be the Dwergar or the Drow, or he'd say the Sphere of Nebly, but they're, to his knowledge, quite a substantial distance away. Gracklestug is one of the closer places, but reaching it on land is going to be a very, very long trip. Reaching it across the Dark Lake would be substantially faster, but the Dark Lake has its own styles of dangers. If you will, let me send this map, because this is one of the things that is worth the conversation. So you guys have this map, and it should be preloaded, but I'm going to preload it again. And I'm going to zoom in so that when it pops up on your screen, it's relevant to what we're talking about. So You guys captured this map, I believe, from the crazy deep gnome who you robbed. This is, well, let's call a spade a spade. This is where you are, or this is where you were. You took this path. You're roughly a day and a half away from the you guys see the circles popping up on there?
Yeah, I see him.
Yep.
All right. So you don't know what all this is, but Shushar, as well as a few of the others, can tell you his village, or the village you guys are heading to, is roughly right here, this third circle. Your other option is to try to reach Gracklestug, which I'm going to put a square around Gracklestug. This is Gracklestug. He knows because it's the only major city over there.
And that is the Snurflampelin city?
That's the Deep Gnome city.
Deep Gnome, yeah.
You'd have to zoom out to see the Deep Gnome city. They don't know the location of, and he's not willing. Jimjar's not willing to mark on down on a map. He will guide you there, but he says it is probably 2 times the distance Gracklestug. So your choices are, at this point, to travel over land, to go to Shushar's village and hire a boat to take you across the Dark Lake. He doesn't recommend trying to navigate it yourself, or go somewhere else.
Shimshar, could you be, like, if we were to procure a boat in your village, would you be able to guide us?
He has never plied that trade. He's never traveled the Dark Lake.
Are you aware of a guide who we could trust?
He doesn't. You can hire a guide. Kalatoan are very. If you get a Kalatoan to sign up with you, he's not going to betray you on the water. They don't have that. They know that they will be overwhelmed and killed. His people are susceptible to intimidation, and they don't fight back if they don't think they can win. They have to outnumber you 2 and 3 times to, or be 2 and 3 times your power to attack you.
Well, what do we think? Is that the best course of action?
Say, how much more dangerous are the creatures of the Dark Lake compared to whatever we find on land?
He doesn't know. He hasn't traveled the Dark Lake.
Well, I was more thinking out loud rather than asking a direct question, but,
I mean, it's the fastest route. It's likely the way we should go. My fear is we go to the village and find conflict that we simply don't need. Yes.
He says the way to avoid that is to make yourself useful. Kalatoans don't destroy things of use.
What would be something useful if you were to, theorize?
He doesn't know.
I can cook. I can at least make myself useful in that capacity.
Yeah.
We might want to stay away from the idea of food while talking to them. In case they really do get hungry.
I don't know. Compared to my experiences back in what was that one? Velkenville.
Yes.
I mean, having chunks of flesh carved out of you, being forced to do so.
Shimshar, are there any dangers in and around your village? Like, from what you would presume between here and there, should there be anything we watch for?
He says everything is dangerous.
Yes.
It's The
I mean, this is
Kalatoan's relationship with the Dark Lake is both as creatures that draw sustenance and provide themselves as sustenance to the creatures of the Dark Lake.
not to mention this is the Underdark. Saying something is dangerous should go without saying.
So as far as like travel time, he says if he intends to continue on to reach Sloobludop. So far, you guys have spent 2 days here inside of Anna Ray's Grove. You're roughly a day and a half, 8 hours of travel, rest, and then roughly 4 hours of travel to reach. If you were to try to travel to Gracklestug, well, let me give you some perspective. Since you left Velkenvelv, you guys have traveled for 6 days. If you were to, from here, go over land to Gracklestug, assuming you don't get lost, which isn't likely, but assuming that you traveled to Gracklestug, it would take you roughly 35 days. If you traveled forward to Sloobludop and were able to hire a boat and a guide and then traveled to the Gracklestug that way, not counting the day and a half to Sloobludop or any time you spend there resupplying or whatever it is you do, it's going to take you roughly a 10-day plus a day or two. 10 to 12, 11 or 12 days.
I mean, Rolen, Kojurkis, Ophelia, any of you, do you think you'd be able to remove this curse via your own power anytime soon?
Kojurkis busts out the spell book and starts flipping through it until he finds something, and shows you. And look.
Yes,
maybe.
I cannot read. But you are to say that this is something of ability to do so, yes?
No.
No. Yes? No.
No. Needs
No.
long time to study.
Oh, okay. But so someday, maybe yes.
Yes.
All right.
I say,
Spirit,
well,
Spirit, I go with you. What's you are the one who is most likely to die. So, and I did not want this, and so I go with you. You make the choice in this decision. Yes.
traveling down the faster we get to civilization would probably be the better option. So the faster we travel, the better. But the problem is that we don't know what's lying for us under the waters of the Dark Lake. What could possibly be waiting for us under there could potentially be even more dangerous than what we've already experienced. At least we have an idea of what to face if we go the wrong route. On top of that, I don't know if we'd be willing to put up or to go with the risk. I think maybe we should take the risk and go for the boat ride, assuming we could find a guide. Let's hold off on doing the overland travel if we can't find a guide. If we can't find a guide, then we'll stick to the plan of taking the long route through land. But if we can find a guide, if we can get passage across the lake, then let's go for that.
Are we all in collusion on this idea?
Is good.
I do have one request for everyone. And I slowly get up and I move through the team to Smoke, to Rolen, Kojurkis, and Ophelia. And I hand out a lock of the hair that I spent cutting off during the earlier discussion. As I hand them out, I say, I do have a request for each of you. If, on the off chance, the worst happens and I fall, please find my family, find my husband, find my son. Let them know what happened to me, and give them this. They might be able to see about resurrecting me, if that is a possibility. I have heard stories of magics powerful enough to do this, but if that's not an option, at least give them my remains. As much as I can offer at this point. That is all I request.
Okay.
Roland reaches out and takes the hair and wraps it around his wrist as a symbol of keeping his promise.
I say with that, I just sit back down a little bit harder than probably necessary. But I just kind of feel my strength already beginning to leave.
The queen takes the hair, and I just reassure Spirit that everything's gonna be okay.
LOL.
Spirit, you will not die this day or the next. It is not your time to meet the great winds. Let's go now. Let's go. Why we sit around, we talk enough. Let us go. Let's go meet the Shroomshire's people and let's see what will happen. Yes.
To fate then, and wherever its winds may blow us.
I don't know if you can see that, Ophelia. I know you put stuff over your screen, but I said Queen Ophelia, first of her name, friend of demons and pincushion of gnolls.
All right, leading the way with
All right.
Shroomshire. We'll start. Smoke will start leading the group to what's it called? Blingle Blobble?
Sloobludop.
Sloobludop.
Sloobludop. Let's go.
I love this name. It is such a nonsense word.
This is great.
Sloobludop. All right.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So you guys begin your travel after saying goodbye or not saying goodbye as you want to the succubus friend of yours, Anna Ray, and her bodyguard, the Umber Hulk, who uses his natural Umber Hulk ability to help her get high.
Hell yeah, bro.
Welcome to the Underdark. So you guys travel uneventfully, actually. Now, what I do need to know, I'm going to need to know here eventually, is your foraging. That's going to be something we dedicate in a minute. But first, we need to handle: is anybody going to spend the time caring for Spirit?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
And if Ophelia wants to help me,
Yeah,
that one's the medicine check.
It is.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
And that allows you, well, that'll be at the end of the day, but we'll deal with that there. So, is anybody going foraging?
We don't really need to now, right?
No, not really. Unless you guys want to find something else.
No. Yeah, we're good. Let's get there.
I have
We're gonna-
121 pounds of food and 117 gallons of water. So
Can we travel at a normal pace? Is that
You
doable?
travel whatever pace you want.
But like
There's
in terms of
light.
like lighting and all that.
There is sufficient lighting around this area, and I believe you've been able to address the dark vision of your druid, as far as I understand. You have.
Yeah,
Yes.
Right.
I've been able. I can cast Dark Vision on Rolen if need be.
So,
And
is that what you guys are doing every day? Are you spending that key point every day to give him dark vision, or is he
I can-
wandering in the dark?
I can give him the. I can spend the key point to give him Dark Vision. Spend a half hour to restore it through meditation, and if necessary, if we feel it, I can go ahead and also spend another to cast Pass Without Trace to keep the party moving, without leaving traces behind for any potential pursuers. Assuming
That
we're.
is that is
We're-
up to you guys.
We're
So, yeah.
gaming the system here, but yeah, I think an extra half-hour rest is worth all of us being able to see.
Yep.
I would agree.
So yeah,
Okay.
sounds good to me.
Okay, so as you guys are traveling, you guys don't have any huge issues that pop up right away, as it were. But as you guys are traveling, you travel a short distance away before you're able to reestablish yourself on the tunnels you were sidetracked from 2 days ago by the unusual looking and painted Dwergar. And you travel uneventfully through the day, surprisingly. There's no issues. You still have the climbing up tunnels and chutes and going down, and you make it 6 hours of travel through a comfortably sized 10, 15 foot wide tunnel that you've been winding your way through for miles. And after about 6 hours, it opens up and a drops off actually ahead, and there's a gorge. And you guys are traveling at normal pace, right? Is that my understanding?
Yep.
Okay. What's the layout? Still using that same, now that you guys have taken 2 days off, you guys still got 30 feet ahead, agile smoke, and then everybody kind of grouped in the back?
Yep.
Okay.
And I does that count as no? Does that count as me traveling alone or no? If I'm 30 feet ahead,
It depends. For what purpose?
just because I can travel at a normal pace without stealth problems or whatever. What's this? Hold on. It is nope, not that one. It is
Sorry about that. That's my chair.
yeah. If traveling alone, you can move stealthily at a normal pace.
Yes. For that purpose, yes.
Okay. So then I will just roll stealth just as a precaution.
Fair enough. So, as I said, you have this area ahead open up, a massive, massive cavern. And right in the middle of it is a gorge deeper than you can see. And from where you're standing to the other side, you can see is 80 feet across. The gorge is blocking your path. The tunnel appears that you've just exited to continue on directly across the gorge. Though immediately the steep wall of the gorge does seem climbable. As you take a look over, there are many narrow, navigable ledges, and as you guys are looking at them, they snake. There's like a small footpath, roughly 6 inches at the smallest, up to 2 feet in width, and they seem to snake the length of the gorge, going at a semi-comfortable descent, and then it turns around when it reaches and comes back, and it snakes back and forth out of your sight. You assume towards the bottom, but there's definitely ample ledges and handholds here and there. And across for those of you who have more than 60 feet dark vision, I think there's one or two of you, you can see and relay to the others that there is also a winding ledge and climbing handholds on the other side. So it looks like somebody has taken the time to carve out in a manner to get down. One of the things that catches your eye right away, and one of the things that you guys feel as tainted in this area, the ceiling is roughly 50 feet above your head, just within visible sight of your dark vision, and the ceiling seems to be pulsating.
That's not good.
With my historical knowledge, like, is this considered a ruin or a dungeon?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
Interest level drops.
No longer cares.
I'm trying to see if I can notice what that thing is at the top, on the ceiling.
And what's the range on the dark vision you can give him?
60.
60, I believe.
So you can head up there if you want, but from here you can't really see much. It is just at the edge of your range.
But it
Okay.
appears as though it's in dim light.
It does.
Tell you what, I assume there's like a wall right beside us here. I'm gonna climb up like about 30 feet of that wall, and then see if I can get a better look.
Okay. So let's see, that'll do it. You climb up about 30 feet, and it doesn't take you long to stare at it a couple different ways, and you discover that something has transformed the rock to. First, it's transmuted the rock. It appears to be some type of flesh. The rock of the ceiling is pulsating flesh. And due to your very strong perception, you are able to further, upon looking closely, discover that this flesh that the ceiling is created from is rotting, undead flesh. So the rock itself, the nature of the rock, is been transmuted and transformed into rotting flesh. You can see that it extends up to the edge of the wall, but stops about 2 or 3 feet, like it's been spreading possibly towards the wall. And as you're looking, it is definitely pulsating and dripping in a revolting manner.
Mm-hmm. Is there any kind of like openings in it, or like any sign of it other than the pulsation? Like any sign of it moving?
No, it's solid. I mean, it's legitimately the rock.
Right. So I'll just climb back down, tell the group this, and then says to the group like, could anyone perhaps like why? Well, this is so strange, don't you think? I mean, it's the Underdark, I know, but like, does anyone have an idea what this could be?
Can I roll Arcana to try and see if I know what that is all about?
You can give it a shot.
All right. Wow.
You've heard of spells, but nothing that would transmute it into undead.
I've heard of spells before.
You've heard of spells that can transmute rock, but never into undead flesh. You're aware. You've heard of such spells.
Yeah, roll.
Shakes his head a lot.
I'm gonna give it a shot. It's a 15.
Just for the hell of it.
Oh, okay, never mind. 21 there.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
So, Ophelia, you know of spells, apparently, that Kojurkis doesn't. He didn't pay a lot of attention in wizard school.
He was trained
Um,
by kobolds.
But yes, you've heard of spells that allow a wizard to transmute and transform rock to flesh and back. Usually, the spell is recommended to be used for curing people petrified by a Medusa or things of that nature. But this is definitely what he's describing is different. It's much different, revolting in nature. Definitely not a place you want to be going. Touching.
So, based on what I saw, and then like the discussion that we're now having as a group, like, does smoke get any type of inkling as to, like, the purpose or the why of why that's there?
You don't.
Hmm.
There's no good reason you can think of that somebody would create a flesh to undead or a stone to undead flesh spell, but or something else is transforming it.
Well, clearly we do not wish to touch it or go near it, but this is the way to go. So,
Well, if we want to get across quickly, I can turn into a steeder and hopefully hop across, or at least carry somebody across.
yes. All right, let me go first. I shall travel the distance, and if anything is to happen, perhaps I can forewarn and deal with anything extra. Of course, if I get attacked by the ceiling, everybody save me. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll try.
We'll be there for you.
Okay. So purposefully taking the route that Smoke thinks that everybody else will be able to take easily. Gonna try and go across stealthily while also keeping an eye out for any traps.
Which route are you taking?
So, I
Running
mean,
long jump.
It's 80 feet. It's an 80-foot across.
yeah. And there's definitely areas you can have to climb and whatnot, or
I mean, it's a straight drop. It's a sheer drop.
so do we have to go down, or could we like climb around the side if we wanted?
You don't see the sides.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I'm gonna share this for perspective.
I was
Looks like
picturing like a hole, but I was picturing that it was like we could see the sides and maybe crawling on the side or something. But okay.
I think I'm probably gonna disconnect again. I tried typing something in the chat.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
showing me. I'm seeing you as not here.
Yeah.
so. Hopefully that updates. So you guys are, for example, where's Smoke? Let's find that squirrely fucker.
Well,
You're right
cat
here.
technically, but yeah.
He's connecting back up. So you're here. You can, let's just say, for example, we'll use this. This will be the wall, and so there's a path that snakes down in this fashion.
Right.
And then from the other side is another wall that has a snaking path up with the same style of tunnel that goes off.
So by all appearance, it looks like we need to go the whole way down and find the way to go the whole way back up.
Or find a different way across. I'm not going. I will never tell you that there is another way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Or I turn into a steeder, which you can leap 90 feet horizontally and just kind of
That's where
take
I-
people back and forth.
That does seem a lot smarter. Yeah.
Or we just feather fall our way into the basement which is probably full of horrible things.
I was gonna say, let's hold the feather fall.
Do you have Featherfall to begin with?
Yes. Why would I?
Cool.
Why would I ever suggest such a thing?
I don't know. Kojurkis is trickster.
That's true. He's just like, everyone jump, and then he doesn't cast Featherfall.
Oh wait, I didn't prepare that today.
That's not really a trick. I think that's murder.
Murder can be a trick.
It's too bad that I'm not at level 4 already, because I have a monk ability at level 4 that will help me reduce fall damage.
Rolen, if you want to do many jumps, that sounds a very nice idea. Perhaps I go first with you, and and maybe gauge a little bit of across, and then if we think it is safe, everybody else goes too. Yeah.
Sure thing.
Well,
And Spider's
since-
super stealthy.
Since we are choosing to do it that way, let's get you guys on this map. Except for
Oh, boy.
Roland. Well, just so I know who's where. It's not.
Okay.
Don't. Why's the DM gotta be not trusted? It's so awful. So there's the spider, and you guys can arrange yourselves as you choose.
I didn't
can
get the
you
map.
resend the map for me?
Yes,
Sure.
please.
Map it is.
Thank you.
We will be right back. Remember, if we jump and then you hear many screams, you guys come help us. Yes.
It's only
Okay.
gonna be one scream because I can't scream.
You just chitter horribly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
Real quick, Tony.
Uh
Can
huh.
I chuck a rock off the side of this cliff and try to hear how deep it is?
Sure. Just be an investigation check after you drop the rock.
Sure. Give me a second while I find out where I put the skills. Oh, hey, I'm proficient in investigation. But I'm not good at rolling dice.
Okay. 300 feet.
Alright.
And after you do that, Smoke's just gonna quickly walk over to you and quietly say, Kojurkis say, oh, we jumped. Never mind, we jumped.
I didn't do that. I didn't do it.
Kojurkis, just remember, sometimes in deep holes there are very nasty things. Yes, maybe dropping stone, bad idea. No.
Okay.
Yes, but
Pick up another stone.
no, wait, but it was a nice idea, but just maybe don't do again, because say the dragon down there, you hit it right in the eyeball, yes? Very angry dragon eats you.
But is the dragon is good?
Say there is something worse than dragon down there.
Nothing. Dragon not bad.
Okay, let's go, Roland. Do I need to make a type of check to see if I can hold on, or
Not with that spider.
straight?
You just grab a hold of him. Get a hold of his ample thorax.
Oh no.
So after we land across,
unintentional.
immediately turning my attention back to the cavern here,
Mhm.
and do I hear or see? Do I perceive anything from below us or above us?
The tunnel continues on its way. There's nothing of any major concern down there.
And so the act of us moving across at a quick speed doesn't appear to have done anything? Okay.
So, as you guys are standing there, all of you hear 4 small clicks from behind you. Let's see. We'll just do. I'm gonna go ahead and. That's something I wanted to mention before we get started here. I intend in the future, unless somebody. Let me ask this: does anybody object to me starting to maximize the automation features of the cert? We use I'd say it's 80% of them. So some of the automation I was curious of. I didn't know how you guys felt about me rolling initiative for everyone, or would you guys rather roll initiative for yourselves? It makes no difference to me.
I'm
I'm gonna
fine.
roll it right away. What I'm gonna do is the way we're gonna do combat. Since I made those PC sheets for everybody, I'm gonna roll initiative for everybody because that's what I just did. It's the only way I can roll it for them. And then if you guys want to roll for yourself, I'm gonna let you guys roll for yourself. But what you're not gonna be able to do is wait until after I roll, check out what your initiative is, then decide if you're gonna roll that time. If it's if Alex is just somebody who wants to roll his own initiative, you're just going to have to roll it every time. You might lose a 3 and you might lose a 20.
You know, Tony, it's true. I would love to roll my own initiative because I'm a very lucky person. So
That's fine. But I'm just curious, who's the one who wants to do their own initiative? Does anybody want to not do their own initiative? How about that?
I mean, I can let you handle it. I'm just used to doing it because as soon as I notice the tokens are locked, I almost immediately just by reflex.
So I'll let you guys. So Alex, you're going to roll your own. So because we're using NPCs on PC sheets, so you guys can play them, and for my sanity.
Tony, I changed my mind. No, I'm joking.
What about you, Mal? You want to roll your own, or you just want to let the automation do it for you?
I'll let the automation do it for me.
All right, Rolen.
I'll roll my own for whenever I'm in a beast form because it's different because I use the dex of the creature. But other than that, you can.
That's fair. Ophelia, do you want to roll your own, or you want me to roll it for you?
You can roll it. It's fine.
I just have a button that says roll all initiatives. So after I roll them, we'll have Alex. And what was your final decision, Spirit? I saw you rolled this time, but in the future,
I'll go ahead and I'll let you handle it.
All right,
Okay.
I won't be the bum. Everybody can go.
No,
on
it really no. In all seriousness, it makes no difference to me. It doesn't affect how I do things. That you roll your own. Literally, I'm going to do everything. It's literally you're the only person experience extra work. So if you want to do it for yourself.
All I know is that I wanted to do it for myself, then I rolled a 2. So from this day forth, let the automated gods determine my role.
We'll go with that. So,
All right.
The clicks you hear behind you are going to be a surprise round from a stealth rolled by creatures compared to the passive perception of those of you who didn't go. And since, let's see, passive perceptions above 13 are for both people on the other side of the gorge. So
Hooray!
the drow sneaking up behind you were able to get a surprise round.
Fuck!
Damn it.
And the first thing they did as they were able to close the gap after spending 2 days in Anna Ray's garden, and they were able to close the gap that you had, the lead you had from your fast movement and your covering your tracks. And they fire first at Fargus, missing him. And you notice they all focus on the same person until one goes down. Fargus takes a hit. Did that music? Yeah, it did drop. There we go. So Fargus takes a hit before he fails his save and falls unconscious.
Oh fuck.
Shit.
Shushar manages to dodge that one. And the last 4 clicks, 3 darts go skipping off the stone at your feet and careening down, clattering off the sides, probably hitting a dragon at the bottom in the eye.
Fuck!
As Fargus falls to the pavement, snoring before his head hits the ground, the drow, seemingly unafraid of you, begin reloading their hand crossbows. They do not seem at all concerned that they are severely outnumbered. Indomitable?
I ain't going back to prison, man. I can't do another nickel.
I think it's time.
How many more things can you fit in a prison wallet? I'm not gonna find out.
Atta boy.
Say, smack you upside the head. Flurry of blows.
Nice.
Whew.
Get him.
Get him.
Get him.
Max damage.
Ugh.
Whew.
And then using my second attack to.
Do it to him.
Mummy rot's the best thing that ever happened to you, man.
Let's say, and why is this damn thing not skipping my going down to Ophelia?
Give me 1 second.
I hit the end
Don't
turn
worry about
button. Yeah.
I'll skip it down. I'm gonna explain something real quick.
All right. Sounds good.
Sorry, I kind of screwed Ophelia over. I deleted something off her sheet on accident, and then I just told her about an ability I deleted off like 20 minutes before our game started. So since I screwed her over, I felt it only right to explain an ability I screwed her out of. It's only ethical.
Sounds like it.
Queen Ophelia apparently changed her name on her character sheet and everything. Look at this. Look at this fancy bitch.
Jealous.
So about that ability, Ophelia, if you use it, that takes your action for the round, so you don't get any of the bonuses until the next round.
Okay.
So you guys got to decide what you're going to do at this point. Like as a group, you guys should probably, are you going to cut these guys down? What are you doing?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, get him out of here.
fight them, but they, I mean, it's 4 against however many, and they're taking the fight, so that we don't know something, right?
Maybe they're just arrogant. Why do you got to add stuff?
So there's definitely something extra, yeah. So,
They haven't seen a giant spider in their face yet, though.
no, I don't want to risk it, but perhaps the best option would be for Rolen to be jumping across and grabbing people and bringing them back.
Yeah.
I can do
Yeah.
that.
Fight
Get everybody across. I don't know, Tony, can Smoke see this? from this distance?
Oh, you guys can see it, and if you can't see it, you can hear it. They're screaming, and I work off the assumption that once battle's begun, shit's being yelled like, "Oh my God, we're being attacked by drow," and it
like,
clues
can
you in there may be something going on.
Kojurkis hasn't stopped screaming.
Can I take shots from there though? Like, I know I have the range.
What's your dark vision?
Yeah, 60 feet. Yeah. So is it? There's no. Okay. There's no light. That's kind of giving me an indication from over there.
There's not, but the general rule is, as silly as it sounds, they wanted to make fighting invisible super simple, so it's disadvantage, and it can be more complicated, but for now it's disadvantage.
Now, if I'm stealth, does that mean it then goes to, like, it balances out?
You can't get stealth when you can't get sneak attack when you can't see the enemy.
No, but I mean, like, if I get stealth to get advantage, but then I'm at disadvantage, is that equal or level out to a average shot?
Yes, but you wouldn't get advantage because you can't see them.
Correct. Okay. All right.
As it is, I'm kind of surprised that Rolen and Agile didn't hear Spirit going, I ain't going back to prison! Just kind of imagine Spirit just going full on Xena Warrior Princess. Aye.
Alright, just so you guys know, I can't move after I jump there, because then if I move, then I can't jump the next round, kind of thing.
Oh, so it's like that one chicken puzzle.
Sure.
Are we the cabbage? Which one of us is the cabbage? Which one of us is the fox? And which one of us is the chicken?
You're the chicken.
Oh, okay.
Tony, I can take like 2 small creatures, right? So
yes.
like Kojurkis and like Bupido kind of thing.
Correct.
So if one of you guys grabbed Fargus, you could, because I won't be able to grab him and jump the same turn, kind of thing.
They can climb aboard if they use their movement.
Yeah, no, they can climb on me, but I need somebody to grab Fargus, because if I go and try and grab Fargus, I'm not going to be able to jump that same turn.
Fair enough. I'll let you guys think that through as the drow levels his hand crossbow at Spirit and misses like a sad little man. Jim Jar.
Mm-hmm.
In true Jim Jar fashion, did not mean to draw that. I'll let you guys. He has got his spear and daggers. Keep that in mind when you're looking at his options.
Right. Well, yeah, I definitely like him moving up to there.
I'll let you move him.
Yeah, to there. Let's do it. And then, is draw 29 within melee range of Spirit?
Yes.
Okay. So Jim Jar's gonna pop to there, and then he's gonna take a shot with his hand crossbow at that guy.
Nice.
Then he's gonna use his cunning action. That's the one to go there and there. That's it.
Alrighty. Shushar. Old Shushar comes running up with his. Now he has a spear, which is little actually better than his bite, but he isn't looking to charge across, so he throws one of his spears at Drow 13 and misses. He barely leaves a little bitty scratch on your ear, Spirit, unintentionally. Just a tiny scratch, not enough to bleed, but he scratched you a little because he stumbled before he threw.
Nice one.
And it scares the drow enough so he misses with his hand crossbow, Fargus snores. And let me move you down here. Let me put that. I'll put your spider up there because I think that I moved him a little bit off. There you go. Spider's turn.
Cool. Just jumping back.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can.
But does he? Fair enough.
And that's all I can really do because I don't have any ranged attacks.
The spider hops on over to the other side. All right, Kojurkis.
All right. Would it be an action to climb onto the spider, or is that part of movement?
It's part of movement.
All right. So Kojurkis climbs on board.
Takes half your movement, roughly, or 10 feet.
Sure. And then hucks a firebolt upon this one drow. Yay!
Nice.
I cast a firebolt upon you.
I casts it upon you. Be gone.
All right, Bupito looks left, looks right, realizes that he's not getting on the spider this round, and lets out a standard Bupito before charging down, trying to get there, but his 30 feet is just not going to cut it. So he just wings a spear at drow number 8 and just sends it skittering down, complete and utter miss. And Stool,
He tried.
he climbs aboard the Rolen Express and holds on for dear life.
Would you say that we're rolling in the deep?
Ha!
Nice.
Tony, with my passive perception, there's nothing coming down my section?
There is not. It looks completely and utterly devoid of life.
And nothing coming up the cavern too? Like in between us here?
No, it's dead silent.
Alright, well. Now to make an amazing 130-foot shot at disadvantage.
Take the shot.
Fuck.
Yeah. With verbal descriptions, you sight in and you fall a little short, but it doesn't hit anybody, so that's a plus.
Right,
Would that
right.
have hit somebody on our side?
Yeah.
It could
Oh,
have.
by the way, sorry, I do just for the shits and giggles of it, cutting action, hide,
Fair enough.
like shoot and crouch down low. That's it, yeah.
I like that it adds cursed on the back of that, just insult to injury. By the way, you're cursed.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna move up a little bit to here. Whack this dude upside the head.
Whack him good.
And then another flurry of blows. Just to kill these motherfuckers dead.
Nice.
What's your passive perception, Indomitable?
13.
That's sufficient. You can hear a loud thump, 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 thump
Oh,
coming
boy.
down that tunnel.
I say, boys, we got some company coming our way. We better move it. I say, and I just punch the other drow in the face and I'll say, you tell them fuckers back at Velkenville we ain't going back.
The drow looks at you and says,
I punch him in the face to trump him off, to coach him off. I ain't having any of your bullshit. You shut the fuck up.
a bit angry. He says, it's cute you think we left anybody behind at Velkenville.
Run.
And you're done? Did you
Yeah,
want to
I'm
move?
done. Yeah, no, I'm
Okay.
staying where I am.
Finish
Princess Ophelia?
Hold the damn
Queen.
Queen Ophelia?
Yes, darling.
It's your turn. Nothing. Poor Ophelia. Nothing like an automatic miss to make you say, fuck it, I'm using magic missile.
You get to
Yes.
do it 2 more times.
I know it all too well.
So how many people can ride the spider train?
You get 2 more damage dice for that magic missile. Not that I don't mind shortchanging you out of your 2 extra damage, but
You never did.
and it's at max capacity. 1 medium or 2 small, and Kojurkis and Stool are the only 2 smalls. Actually, I think Jim Jar might be small too.
And
He
Fargus,
is,
I think.
Jim Jar and Fergus.
And probably Bupito.
Yeah, I thought Pupito was small too.
They're medium.
Okay.
What?
Is a dwarf, right? Or some version
They're
of dwarf?
He's a version of dwarf, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was some kind of.
I thought he was a
I'm-
gnome.
Yeah.
He's a Darrow, and I need to check if they're small. Yeah, actually, you are right. They are small. They're weird. How about that?
Yeah.
Fudge, I just realized I shouldn't have used my last flurry of blows.
So 2 small or 1 medium. Bupito, Fargus, Jim Jar are small. The rest of you are medium. But on the upside, with the hand crossbow, he tries to shoot Spirit, but he's scared.
Nice one, nerd!
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Why gotta be a nerd?
That was the first thing that came to mind.
So just to confirm, Jim Jar can't get up on this Stevie at this turn? Or?
No, the Rolen is at max capacity. There are a maximum amount of people on top of Rolen.
No.
That can't be taken out of context.
Little bit disappointing, but all right. Okay. So I'll move up to, or Jim Jar will move up to there.
You can only fit so many people on a Rolen.
Oh, wow.
I'm only one guy, guys.
Oh, okay, another 5 feet. Trying to get to that 30-foot range.
I'll move it. Just go ahead and do it.
Okay. So then taking a shot.
I'll scroll up my map.
Ooh.
The pew.
The pew missed. Okay.
Grab Fargus.
Yeah, is that an action to grab Fargus?
No, it's not an action to grab Fargus, but you can drag him at half your speed.
Okay, so he just went 20 feet, so he's only got 5 more, but he'll use a cutting action to start dragging Fargus back, so that'll be 15 feet?
He has 20 left.
No,
How
he had 5 left, then I'm using a cutting action, which gives him another 25.
So
Divided by
cut in half,
250?
rounded down.
Okay.
It's always rounded down, so 20 or 10. So we can get him to here. We'll call it there.
Cool. Sounds good. That'll be his turn.
All right, Shushar. Standing his ground here. He's gonna move right here and get some attack in with this new spear with his increased damage, which he's a fan of. If bringing in
Nice!
critical, he stabs it through the drow's chest, pins him to the wall before yanking it out, and he slides down. And that was 15 feet. And he looks to you guys. What are we doing?
Run.
And so
No, I can't say it.
Let's see.
he's starting to run.
I just kind of like get like one of my legs just like in a come here motion.
I just
Come
gotta
hither,
I
mount the Rolen.
I just stand where I am, my staff at the ready, and I'm like, just keep going. I'll stand by and hold the line.
Give us your magic items.
I'm just gonna hold him for you.
See, I don't have any.
Well, you got that decanter. But
Who's
anyways.
holding on to that? I feel like I'd be holding on to that.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
Rolen jumps across.
Spirit's gonna make it. Spirit's gonna kill like 20 more drow and jump across by himself. Herself.
So those creatures jump across as well. And that's all you can do, correct, Rolen?
Quick
And I'm
question.
assuming-
Tony.
Yes.
Yeah. Do get off, but is this area here that I've highlighted, is this like significantly lower? Like would I
That's
be
a
able to?
sheer drop.
Okay. Oh, I see how the drawing works now. I get you. I was confused by the drawing.
Yeah, if the issue is it comes in all at once, you can't see it as I draw it, so it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll ready an action if something comes, if something's within range of my firebolt. Like a drow comes down that tunnel, I'll throw a firebolt at him.
Got it. Targeting based off racism sounds just like a kobold.
Yep. Well, if it was, he
like that?
ideally a gnome, but there's no gnomes around, so.
Two things I don't like is racism and kobolds.
Well, two of those things.
All right, and Bupido is seeming not wanting to retreat, but he does, and he kind of forms a line right here, blocking the way. That takes a readied action to attack, and as pounding down the hallway
Oh,
Mm.
is
good.
a Quagoth. And this is as far as he can reach this round. It took his full movement. But next round, it's probably going to be a shitty day. As he is joined with a companion, two Quagoth. And Spirit,
Probably pull back.
you can hear additionally more stomping from down the way.
Pull back so you're in range of the spellcasters.
All right.
Yeah. Disadvantage. Yeah. Alright. It's gonna move over. Just to there.
That Quagoth's not within striking range, is he?
No, he's actually back. I literally can't put him back on that other square.
Okay.
If I could, I would.
I just wanted to ask. Before I
Valid
yell out,
question.
never mind then. I just make a retreat.
Don't make me hurt you. I'll stab you.
I was just gonna yell out, "Come on then, you puny ants! I'll crush you all!"
It's real bad. I cut you so bad. You wish I not cut you so bad.
But like I had to make the roll. I just decided not to say anything, and I just retreat back.
All right, Ophelia. Shit looks like it's getting hairy up ahead. Quagoth are still. I mean, you guys are higher level. I mean, I personally, if it were me, I'd just stand and fucking cut them down. Just running bullshit.
Good advice.
I was told to get people across.
We're
Yeah, no.
doing fine.
Do you guys have any specific plan or direction?
Keep running.
All right. Just making sure.
Stand and fight till I come get you, I guess. I don't know.
Fighting retreat.
Third one didn't come through, but I saw you roll it.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. I saw the roll, but I didn't see the result.
You mind clicking it one more time for me, please, Ophelia? Your drag and drop, or however you did it.
We'll just assume that she rolled a 4. No, I'm just kidding.
I bet you would. All right. And did you want to move, Ophelia?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go move to the other side where the spider is.
Did you want to move in a manner that I will approve, Ophelia? Women and children first.
The children have made it across.
What size is Shushar?
Medium.
Wow, that's I just realized that wasn't even a joke. Kojurkis is like 12.
Gonna try and move Fargus to like here.
Kick him off.
Yeah.
Try again.
And his movement like just like wow. Yeah, I guess like there. Actually, for the sake of it, let's call it central positioning it. Let's call it like there. The idea being that he's like on the corner of the wall and able to like peek around.
Right.
Which means cunning action, stealth. Okay. And then he's gonna take a readied action with the crossbow. He's just gonna like if one of them comes within 30 feet. So say up to Shumshar, he's gonna take a shot at him.
Got it.
That's his turn.
All right. Shushar moves back. Gonna hold the line. Takes a readied action to attack any creature that comes in range. Fargus snores.
Hell yeah.
And Rolen the spider.
Leaps across the chasm of death.
Alright, when one of the Quaigoth come into range, I'm gonna hit it with a firebolt.
What's your visibility range?
60 feet, but everything beyond that is dim light.
So you can still see.
Yeah.
Got it. I believe attacking in dim light is a disadvantage or at cover. I'll get you a final answer here in a minute when that becomes an issue.
Sounds good. Totally forgot. Yeah, my turn.
No big deal. Let's see. The Bupido is going to hold his action to the point where he can use his melee attack when the creature comes within. Not hold his action, takes a readied action, it would be, to attack a creature, which will be very soon if they can. And he does charge forward the Quaigoth and takes Bupido, and if Indomitable chooses to, another attack of opportunity.
I will go ahead and do so. I will.
He's in range of my firebolt. May I make an attack as well?
Yes, give me.
And actually, so will Jim Jar too.
Fuck him
Okay.
up.
Go ahead and do Jim Jars first.
Fucking everybody. Now, is that an advantage? Was he stealthed?
Wait a minute. Did I hit
Yeah,
myself?
yeah, he's stealth.
Wait, did I hit myself with my staff?
I
Yes.
don't know if you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Oops. Spirit hit herself in confusion again.
Let's see. Spirit.
Great
hits herself.
shot. Tony, I lost sneak attack on Jim Jar. No, I found it. Never mind. I lost it just to find it. Okay. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong roll. First one hit. There we go.
And that Quago did get the 7 damage from it. I was supposed to hit it with, right?
Yes, it should
Okay,
have.
cool.
I believe it did. Let me go up and check to make sure. Yes. Let's see. There's the 1. The 7 was to you. So no,
Yeah.
he didn't take it.
Oh.
Somehow you damaged you. Well, let me
Yeah.
put that back to normal, and then I'll apply it to him. There we go. Back to 10. So shooting in dim light doesn't affect attacks. It's just perceptions.
Alright.
So you want to get your attack in too. Everybody attacking. Look at that.
Get him.
Lucky 7s all across the board.
And the Quaigoth, as he is hit by hand crossbow,
A smooth
multiple blows from a monk. Did Bupido get his in yet? I don't think he did. Maybe. No, he missed, I believe. Let's see.
Yeah.
Bupido, nope. He did an attack. He just got rolled a 2 -1 for his strength.
So he did absolute fuck all, is what you're saying.
Hey, he did 1 damage
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
For a Pepito.
for a Bupido. You notice that there is a rage in the Quagoth's eyes,
Uh-oh.
Quagoth, as he roars and attacks with its 2 claws. Number 1, he swings his claw at Bupido, scoring a hit. And since he is wounded, he is filled with what is known as Wounded Rage.
Hooray!
And he does additional damage to any target it hits with a melee attack. Its second attack, on the other hand, it swipes at Indomitable Spirit.
Oh, no!
Shit.
All right. How fucked am I?
Oh my god.
Oh! Very much so.
Apparently,
Oh, no.
approximately 30 fucked. If you had to scale it on a number, like hypothetically, I'd say approximately 30 fucks.
Can Stool move, like, just start, like, making his way down a little bit or whatever, like, making space?
Yes. Fucking off, yes.
Yeah, fucking off, yeah.
So the Quagoth rips
Sorry.
its claw in an overhand tear from Spirit's forehead down to her belly button, leaving just 4 raking gashes as she falls in a pool of blood.
Medic!
Medic!
Doesn't even get a chance to call out her husband's name as she falls again.
Fortunately, this Quagoth, you guys were smart enough to retreat, and he has to double move to get to you. That's what you call making it by retreating. Barely.
Sorry, so just to confirm after the conversation, I can hit this guy at a regular attack?
Can you, not unless you can, they haven't lit that area up, so no, you can't see. You just get
Gotcha.
disadvantage.
Okay.
I mean, you did see a little flash when that Quagoth's claws hit the ground after it went all the way through Spirit, but it was just a spark.
Right. Fuck. Alright.
You can move if you want. I just skipped it up to the top.
No.
It's a different button you guys don't have, I don't think. All right, Spirit. She bleeds quietly. That Quagoth just fucking wrecked Spirit, Ophelia. So you know.
What to do?
I'm not gonna lie, that was funny.
Is our healer gonna leave someone to die?
I mean, no.
I mean, I'm gonna let you guys know now. I mean, if you guys are gonna just leave, I will not blame you if you just abandon me to die.
We're not at that point. Not yet, anyways.
Not yet.
Wait, you said that we were hearing more thunderous footsteps from down the tunnel, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad that I heard that right.
I did healing word.
Let's see. It didn't come through. I think it's a connection. Let me step in here, make sure it's rolling right.
Yay! These D4s ain't treating you right today.
I missed what you said. I'm sorry.
I was just saying these D4s ain't treating you right.
Some of them.
Why does that?
Say again.
Never mind.
So that was your bonus action, right? Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, healing word's bonus action. Little firebolt on you. Let's let's see. So get that Quagoth, little charred Quagoth. So interesting point. Just to focus fire is a great thing in Dungeons and Dragons sometimes. So like you guys are all focusing on one creature instead of splitting your damage. I watched a party get completely wiped and out of the abyss because they ended up getting in a fight with the Quagoth, and there were people splitting their damage, and the Quagoth's damage goes up by 2d6 when they're split. So they basically supercharged all the Quagoths.
Hell yeah, bro.
And they were only doing like 2 damage, so now they have, supercharged damage for the remainder of their life. You did bad. Not you, but all right. Jim Jar throws Fargus up top, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah. I was muted.
I presumed.
Yeah.
And for that reason, since Shushar sports an intelligence of 11, he's smart enough to know that he should throw a spear at the Quagoth before he attacks the other Quagoth.
I disconnected again, didn't I?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
I've been deleting the spears off of the party sheet just for simplicity. But he missed, unfortunately. All right, Rolen, what you got?
Running. To there.
To now.
And I'll just throw those guys off. It's like, get the fuck off.
Shake him off.
Shake, 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 shake it. Now, I remembered something that I forgot, and that's pack tactics. So this firebolt gets advantage.
I feel like that's helpful to remember at times.
Yeah, it's a good thing too.
Yeah, like once a battle would probably be a good idea.
Yeah.
The exact amount of hit points he has left as the firebolt burns in.
Precision.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Beautiful thing to see. Beautiful thing.
Pupito, using his experience, slides around behind. Maybe he can get some advantage here. Do you want him to attack it or what? Run?
Well, there's nowhere to really run to, so
Yeah, you kind of gotta
True.
wait.
He
Might
missed,
as well-
so there's that.
might as well keep trying to fuck it up.
While it tries to fuck you up.
Yep.
It's not wounded, so it doesn't get the bonus damage, so it's probably good that he missed. And it misses twice in a row.
Yeah, not even gonna waste an arrow. Holding a ready action. I mean, if anything comes within the range that I can actually see, I'll take a shot at it. And I will also use a cunning action to stealth. All right.
Alrighty. Going back to the top. Spirit, life has been restored into you.
Oh, question. Do I bother attacking, or do I just try to get the hell out of Dodge?
Hey, that's a good that's actually a good option.
I mean,
dodge
I,
part.
Dodge action.
yeah, the Dodge. I will stand to my feet, and I'll take my staff, but I won't attack. I'll just take a ready action to dodge.
You can't ready action dodge.
Oh,
It's an action you have to take.
okay.
You have to basically state, I'm going to dodge now, or a ready action to attack.
A ready action to. Great.
So dodge. Dodge.
Dodge.
Just dodge. It affects
Yeah.
his attack against you.
Yeah. Just.
And it should be on your sheet, and
Yeah.
it's an effect. You just drop it on your token. It will automatically apply and automatically remove itself.
All right. I went ahead and I did that, and that's pretty much my action. I can't do really much of anything else.
All right, Queen Ophelia.
All right. Can I do twin spell with
I think you broke up there towards the end.
Can I do twin spell with healing word?
Ooh.
Let me check because I don't get that. See,
Oh,
doesn't
nice.
have a range of self. When you cast a spell that targets only one creature, yes. Doesn't have a range of self, yes. And you can yes, so you can cast healing word with a twinned, and it just has to hit 2 different people. Just remember that.
That's awesome.
And it's 1 sorcery point.
I know Bupito can use some healing.
Hmm.
So
It does cost you two slots of level 1, so it's going to be 2 slots.
I only have 1 level 1 spot left.
Can upcast it.
You could cast it at a level 2 and use both of them at a level 2. So you could use your 2 level 2 slots.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So what you're going to want to do, I'll walk you through it. Go down to healing word, drag it, but before you drop it, tap the right click once, and it will add a dice to it. Then drop it on the person, and then do it a second time. If I said that too fast, I realized I was talking real fast. Sorry.
oh, feels the heals. Thank you.
Nice.
Your queen heals you.
You got the exact same roll.
That is true. You did.
That's hilarious.
Like I said, lucky number 7's just all across the board here.
Your queen bestows life upon you.
Super smart play, by the way, though. Very cool use of twin spell.
And yes, twin spell just doubles the spell. Let me check that. I don't know if you get that firebolt, so don't roll the damage. I'm not saying you don't. I just have never considered it. You cast this. Yeah, it's completely legitimate. You also get a because healing word's a bonus action. Rock out.
Holy shit.
You don't. Meta magic doesn't cost anything. It's not anything. So yeah, you get that firebolt too. Not obviously it missed, but in the future, yeah.
I guess I'll. No, because I don't know what's on the other side. I'll just be done.
I think you could jump. I would jump personally.
Yeah. Jim Jar is going to start making his way down the hallway. Yeah.
I'm making my way downtown.
Walking fast. Very fast.
Very fast. So Shushar, are we attacking? What are we doing? Because once you wound him, he comes back with a vengeance.
I think just dodge for now would probably be the best idea.
Yeah.
Shushar dodges. And that's all he's got. And Fargus is snoring peacefully. I see Jim Jar's movement. I was just focused on the other side. All right. So your taxi has arrived. So Bupito climbs aboard. Very Bupito-like. Unless you guys have a plan, he's the next moving, so he's climbing aboard.
They say, no, I'm good. I'll actually volunteer to be the last one across, just to ensure that everyone else gets across before I do.
You should probably go next. Because you're dying.
Well, yes, but that's the reason why I volunteered to go last, because I'm dying.
This is
You want
Yeah, but
Bupito to go now?
I'm using spell slots to save you instead of kill people.
Well, that's just the thing. You don't need to save me. I appreciate the sentiment, but
Goddamn martyrs.
Now, see, the question is, do you want Bupito to go now?
I would say if we get to choose, its highest AC people stay until the end.
Okay. So Bupito will stay if you tell him to. So he stands the ground, but he will move, taking the dodge action to try and block as best he can when he can.
Yeah. Least likely to get hit, stay.
Let me put dodge on him. I didn't get that on him yet. All right.
I just imagine Spirit being forced onto the back, like, against her protests.
No, I don't want to get on the spider.
Mr. Stark, I don't want to go.
But I mean, really,
Wow, dude. That
I
is
get-
too fucking soon.
doesn't it have to be Spirit and Ophelia next? Really, guys? Like anybody want to keep an NPC around longer than a PC character? Come on.
I mean, like, I could attempt to try and jump, but I mean, like, I don't know
No.
my jump.
It's not 90 feet.
You're not gonna make it.
Yeah, no.
Somebody knock Spirit out, throw him on the back of the strider.
I'll just grab her
Alright.
with one of my sticky legs.
So the
No.
Quagoth slashes Spirit for 5 damage. And then rolls a natural 1, provoking an attack of opportunity from Shushar, who declines.
Yes.
That's pretty
And
powerful.
Spirit, if you want to,
No,
Dude,
I don't
you
want to
got-
piss it off any more than it already is. I will insult it, though.
If only we had vicious mockery.
Yeah.
all
Same
right.
thing. Holding a turn to attack, and can I keep that same stealth from last time?
That's fine. You haven't broken it.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'll climb aboard the spider.
Choo choo! All aboard the Rolen. Mount
Keep
up.
rolling, 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 rolling. What? Sorry.
That was a lot of intensity about mounting Rolen.
Yeah.
It's an
I mean,
intense time we live in.
Maybe it's an intense experience. I don't know.
Hey guys, not so rough, please.
Alright.
Very gentle creatures.
Alright. I don't do anything else. Maybe flip off the Quagoth, but, other than that. So,
All right, Ophelia.
Uh-oh. I saw the D4 roll.
I saw the D4
saw it.
roll. There it is.
Oh, there it goes. All 3.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Queen Ophelia commands you.
Queen Ophelia commands you to die!
Well, I guess that's all I can do, so.
All right, Jim Jar.
He's just he's keeping his eyes out ahead.
I'm going to
He'll
move him
call
to the
it.
bottom.
He'll call out if anything appears coming from the opposite direction.
So Shushar sees missiles coming over his shoulder and reacts with the only thing he knows how to do, which is attack. He can net him, but that probably won't work. So he's going to attack and miss.
Uh-oh.
Alright, well, since it's already damaged, can I attack and jump?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Gonna get his bite in.
Nice.
Don't forget that poison damage.
Yep.
Paralyze him.
Success. Constitution saving throw. That's where they make their money, anyways.
Let's take
Yeah, it halves it automatically.
Sweet. And
Oh,
then
wrong.
I'll jump back.
I applied the damage to him twice on accident.
I think you mean ideally.
Some people have hopes. All right.
And as she flies across the chasm on Roland's back, Spirit just lets out a final "Fuck you!"
All right, Kojurkis. It's you and Bupito, then it's his turn, and he's wounded.
Keeping it up, I guess.
I think Ophelia should be the next one on Roland's back here.
PCs, but women, children, and player characters.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna fight. I'm ready to go.
I feel like Bupito's gonna die here. Shushar might make it, but I feel like Bupito's done.
Gets his damage. He gets his damage in. It's not much, but he gets it. It's not much damage, but it's honest damage. All right. Swinging one way. It's a solid hit on Bupito. Let's see how solid. Oh, yeah, he's done. He is down.
Fuck.
And followed by that attack, circled around on Shushar with a miss. For the record, in the future, I would have went with ready to action when anybody else attacked.
just like everybody gets 4 attacks off at once.
Because fuck them, that's why. All right, Agile.
Yeah.
You know we had to do it to him.
Yeah, it's gonna take a disadvantage shot. I mean, at this point.
Well, Dark Vision. You have Dark Vision 60, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dark Vision states that if you have Dark Vision where it appears as bright light, like black and white for 60 feet, and then anything beyond that is dim light. So would you have disadvantage?
Out to what?
No, there's no limit. It just says. Hang on, let me get it up to make sure I'm not losing my mind. But
Let's see. Well, it has to have a limit.
I can
But-
see into the future.
All right, while adventuring, etc., etc. Let's see. Dark Vision. Within the specified range, a creature with dark vision can see in dim light as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. So areas of darkness that are lightly obscured. So yeah, it's still 60 feet. I thought that was a Kobold special ability.
I misread that. Then that was my bad.
I was trusting your reading of Kobolds.
You shouldn't ever trust a Kobold to read.
So still a disadvantage. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Retroactively disadvantage.
Fuck,
Oh,
from
that's
20.
just mean.
That
Yep.
is just mean. Oh, damn.
And then just for the sake of it too. Yep.
Well, at least I get just regular attacks instead of disadvantage. That's kind of nice.
Indomitable.
I'm just gonna lay up against the wall here, and I'm just gonna sit down and be like, I'm just gonna take a nap here if you don't mind. And because I mean, I'm a monk. I don't got no ranged weapons. What the hell am I gonna do?
Fair enough.
Play a Kensei.
Maybe next campaign.
Maybe next character. Who knows?
Yeah.
Boom. Look at that.
Nice.
That is a true friend right there.
Kill the damn thing. Oh, so close.
I'm coming.
Yeah, favored by the gods.
Kill it. Kill it dead.
Oh, that was almost a 4. That's so good.
Nice.
Hell yes.
And
Ophelia
the firebolt
MVP.
burns him down.
Hell yeah, Queen
I have
Ophelia.
no more juice. I have nothing left.
She is out of. She's even out of sorcery points.
That means that she probably should get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, healer's next.
Well, let's do it this way. Top of the round, back. Top of the round, Ophelia's over here. So you are able to, just as Rolen, it's round 13 the way I rolled it out. So let's see, 1, 2, that'll get 1 over, and then round 13 would be when they show up. So that would put, essentially, who would you take last, Bupido or Shushar? Your call. Who do you hate more?
I hate neither more.
Let's figure it
I'll
out.
probably take the injured guy first, though.
All right, so you and Shushar are back at the top of the round when around 13, I just skipped over it, when 2 Quaggoth and a drow priestess carrying a spider or snake-headed whip fully moves this round onto the battlefield. Lady Elvira Mizram and her lieutenant, Sure, but it was you. I don't know how it just rolled out to be. You got around 13 when they enter combat,
Lucky.
and you're able to jump away.
Grab Shishar and run.
And you can see shadows of at least 2 other Quaggoths behind them, and at least 10 small, thinner framed creatures moving in the shadows in the tunnel behind them.
Made it, guys.
So as they jump across, if we kind of get a gist of that they're still following us, Smoke's gonna go, let us go, but first, anyone with range with me. And then I'm gonna fire an arrow into the ceiling there.
Okay.
Kojurkis follows suit. Why not?
Yeah,
Little firebolt.
Maybe
Firebolt.
peppering the ceiling will do something.
Who else firing? I want to see the damage. Give me the damage attack. No attack necessary.
Is it sneak attack, Tony?
Sure, why not? I'll give you sneak.
Sneak up on the
Yes.
On the wall.
I got it.
You've literally sneak attacked a wall.
A roof,
Ophelia-
but yeah.
Ophelia's
And
using the restroom, so I rolled her damage for her.
It's an undead roof, so
Yes.
How many spears
All right.
do we have left? Can I just like
It's
grab a
too
spear?
high.
I'm like, okay, never mind.
But that is sufficient. That's above 20 damage, which is what I was going for. So yes, you rupture the pulsating pustule and bloody mess of the ceiling, and it just ruptures and cascades this putrid. You all start gagging.
let's go.
Rotted juices and desiccated, decaying flesh just pours down like a waterfall. And you can hear the Lady Elvira screaming that, and what you guys can make out, those of you who speak Dark Vision, she seems to be essentially telling, or speak Undercommon, she seems to be screaming that Lady Loth has challenged her to bring these slaves back,
Uh-oh.
and she will chase you to the ends of the earth and sacrifice you all on Lady Loth's altar.
Oh, good.
Alright, we'll deal with that some other day. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Kojurkis hopes that the dragon didn't get hit.
That's a hope. So, as you guys are, after your second escape from Elvira, and the drow, you press on, hurrying, turning here, turning there, scrambling up passages and chutes, and down others. You hoped you would throw off the trail, charging to the left, the right, up, down, any way you can, hoping to put any amount of distance between you and the drow mistress. I'm going to need, we'll just use players for this. I'm going to do the checks automatically. As far as saving throw, Constitution, DC, we'll just go through it until we get a failure. Yep, that'll do it. Queen Ophelia and Kojurkis and Rolen, you guys are just exhausted after 2 hours past your essentially forced march.
I find it hilarious that the
bedtime.
one woman with mummy rot somehow managed to
That's that monk dedication.
Yeah. I should also
Actually,
like to point out
makes
that
sense that 2 Tabaxi could do it, right?
I was about to say, yeah, I'd like to point out that the 2 cat people actually managed to survive to save that.
So I know we got 10 minutes left. I want to take just a second. I'll read the. I'm gonna go just grab something. I have to just real quick. Then we'll finish up and end the game.
I'm
Cool.
sorry.
Sounds good.
Cool. Sea Spirit, you're not gonna die.
I can see me being exhausted from jumping back and forth that many times.
True,
I mean, that makes
true.
sense.
And you probably just carried Fargus on your back the whole way.
Carried, yeah, I would have carried him. After 2 hours, I would have turned back, though.
Right. I don't know how long he stays asleep for.
How many drowers? Ahaha.
Oh.
Hey.
I can
Should've played
cast Lesser Restoration on him.
All right, sorry about that. Just needed to.
I should have played a bard.
Should have played a bard. So
Hey, bards are fun, man.
running 2 hours past where you would normally stop after your second escape, turning every which way, you finally collapse with your exhaustion growing. You have no choice, even with the thought of Mistress Elvara coming after you. The exhaustion just takes over. You have to rest. So you guys see a glow from a passage ahead, an area covered in what's becoming pretty common now, Pharazes. A purplish haze illuminates the room with multi-tiered, roughly, it's almost pyramidal and triangular in shape. The eerie light is comforting, and your exhaustion becomes overwhelming, and you rest. The sounds as you're starting to, all of you doze off. You set a watch. But throughout the night, as you settle in, all of you, even those of you on watch, seem to fall asleep, willingly or otherwise. But the sleep's not restful or comforting, as you might have expected. Your dreams are sinister, creeping, cloying madness in the ethereal darkness of your mind's eyes. You have flashes and glimpses of lurking horrors, tentacles in water, oozing masses squirming along the walls, stomping cloven-hooved feet chasing creatures through mazes, and howling, yiping, gnoll dog-like voices and beasts are leaping with blood dripping in long strands from their snarling gnoll canine mouths. There's a glimpse of a ram's head covered in maggots, rotting, glowering, beastly eyes that seem to be almost undead as well as living at the same time. All night, your dreams are just consumed with these terrifying images. Just when you start to find peaceful dreams, they reassert themselves. You stare in horror as a two-headed titan rises from the shadows and lashes out with tentacle hands. He's wrapping these tentacle hands around cities the size of Waterdeep and crushing the walls that probably stood for centuries. Your eyes, you wake up, startled awake as you see all of your companions sitting up as well, foreheads sweating, eyes wide in the purple haze of the phase res. You're not sure how long you guys have been asleep, but you know you're awake now, and you will never get any more rest for the night. and we're going
What
to end
the
there.
fuck was that?
And before we end the night, I'm going to need a wisdom saving throw from everybody in the party.
Ah,
Oof.
Woo!
Oh boy.
nice.
Cool dice.
Ophelia says, fuck your saving throw. Let's see. All right. So with that, we will end and we will pick up next time with you guys half a day, actually, like 2 hours from Sloobludop. I
Nice.
actually put a B at the end. So this will be the last session of traveling. We'll spend a couple sessions. And just want to verify, and I know I talked to each of you. It seems like we talked about it ahead of time. Everybody is enjoying the elongated travel. There's no concerns or boredom here.
That was good.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
have a
good.
problem with it.
I like it.
So in the future, how it works, just so you know mechanically, as your lower levels, the number of days that you travel are rolled out, whether or not you encounter anything, whether it's a terrain obstacle, a creature, a set encounter. For example, the Silken Path. I've built these. This isn't something I'm rolling today. All this is built. Like the stuff I'm working on tonight when I'm working is stuff we'll probably be playing around June. So that's about where I'm at. So all this is drawn out. But once you guys reach a certain level, the next tier of play, if you have to travel 8 days on the first tier of play, I roll and and draw it up how much you encounter 8 times. If you're traveling 8 days at level 5, I roll a d6. That's how many days you travel before an encounter. So depending on the dice, you may travel 8 days. It doesn't mean you don't experience things. It's that, at level 5, you're rolling by a single null. He's not going to fight you. So that's not something I'm going to invest game time in. So the implication is for you guys, once we get to that point, you're still traveling, you're still encountering stuff, but the stuff that would be an issue, for example, this gorge, you're still encountering gorges, but at level 5 you have fly.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be a waste to spend 20 minutes describing how you cross a gorge when the solution is so evident that it's a waste of your time spent in game. That's why you roll a d6 or a d4, and that's how many days pass before you have it to deal with anything.
Cool.
So
Makes sense.
then at level 9, you get teleportation circles. So fuck that shit.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Rickus is just like, hey, you guys want to go somewhere? Let's fucking do it.
It's good. Let's do it a water deep. But that'll be in, and we will start out with the entrance into Sloobludop.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Sounds
Nice.
good to me.
I'm surprised you guys got everybody across in 13 rounds. I thought you were going to end up with 1 or 2 people toe to toe with Ovara. I'm not going to lie.
When Bupido stepped around the Quaggoth to flank it, and then put the Quaggoth between him and the gorge, I was like, this is it. This guy's gonna fucking die.
If you guys had the path, if you guys had been taking the path, you would have had quite a substantial advantage in distance. So they would have had disadvantage shooting at you. So you probably would have still had to fight the Quaggoth because they have a climb speed, but the Drow wouldn't have been able to fuck with you. So
Right.
Well,
Right.
The
But
Drow didn't really do anything, so we're fine.
yeah, not really. Well, you guys have a good week, and I'll see you next week.
All right, take
Yeah.
care.
Right, see you later.
See ya.
Take it easy.